Hi, this is Veronica Schultz, the Soul Whisperer. We're going to go over the 4 levels of listening skills. Now, before you, you will see the 4 levels of listening skills chart. Our challenge is levels 1 through 3. Level 4 is the place where we want to be at. Now, level 1 is your avoidance listener, and that's a listener who is preoccupied. It's that person who has their nose stuck in a magazine, or they don't want to stop texting or playing games or doing something while you are talking with them. They do not give you their undivided. Level 2 is your defensive listener. They are the type of person that is very quick to react, slow to consider anything that they have to say, always thinking that someone is out to attack them, and so they're always on the defensive when you're listening to them. They're just absolutely exhausting to try to have any type of relationship with. Now, as you can see, level 2 also drops down to level 1 when level 2 is done with their conversation, done defending themselves. Then they go into avoidance listening, and they get busy with things and just tune you out. Level 3 is your problem-solving listener. And oftentimes, these problem-solving listeners think that they're really helping. They think there's some, they're coaching and mentoring, and that really couldn't be further from the truth. Now, we do need problem solvers, because there are situations, we need to have that outlook. But most people, they don't want someone to fix something that they just need an ear for. They just need someone to listen to them. Now, level 4 is where we all want to be. It is the connective listener. And they listen very deep to discover and understand what's going on inside the person. And this is the ultimate place of an influential and powerful leader. Now, listening is one of the greatest tools we have, and when you are doing it right, you can change the world. You can change people's lives. It is such a powerful and amazing tool. Now, let me go over the levels again. Your avoidance listener, they're the ones who say, well, they are clearly showing no interest in what that person is saying. They look preoccupied, and they usually are. Now, do you find that you do this sometimes? I know that I do. And I have to catch myself and really pull my attention into listening to the person that is talking with me, especially if I'm tired. It's a lot more difficult to do it if I'm tired. So, level 1 listening, it can annoy and exasperate people. It can infuriate them. Really pay attention. Put down what you're doing. Don't be a level 1 avoidance listener. Now, your level 2, the defensive listener, that is someone whose defenses are up. They're preparing their counterpoints while the person is talking. It's being quick to react and slow to consider. They're often seen as very high maintenance people. Mark Twain had something to say about these kind of people, and his quote was, "Most conversations are monologues in the presence of witnesses." And that moves us to level 3, the problem-solving listener. This listener wants to accomplish things. Problem-solving listeners listen in order to move things forward. If people want your solutions, this is the right approach. But people get to feeling frustrated and misunderstood and even resentful if you presume to offer fixes that they don't want or need or looking for. And this is not a good coach. This is not a good mentor. Okay? So this brings us to our last one, which is level 4, the connective listener. This is a listener of the highest order. It's the place that we all want to be, and it's the human listening that all of us crave deep, deep down. It's listening into other people, really to discover what's going on inside of them. It's listening on their terms, not yours. Let me reemphasize that. It's listening on their terms, not yours. If you think about it, level 1, 2, and 3 are all listeners on their own terms. They're not thinking about the other person at all. So you can see that there's a huge difference between level 1, 2, 3, and 4. Where are you at? And you might fluctuate depending on whether or not you're tired or exhausted, or you're in the right frame of mind one particular day or in a particular moment, or God's just giving you His grace for a particular situation. But this is where we want to be all the time. Level 4 is understanding where people are coming from. It really establishes genuine rapport. And you've heard of that before, right? Any of you MLMers, you understand how important it is to establish genuine rapport, to establish... here's something to consider in mastering the, level 4 listening skills. Resist the urge to defend yourself, or to explain yourself, or to offer quick fixes. You can help much more effectively later on in the conversation or another time when the time is right. If you don't prejudge what another person needs, which might be very different than what you think. And I have a really good example for that. Today my daughter asked me if she could do something in the kitchen, and I said, "What are you thinking?" I said, "Because what you're thinking is probably very different from what I'm thinking while you're asking that." And she told me, and I said, "Yep, that didn't even enter my mind." So, we have these tendencies to prejudge what another person is thinking, and we really can't do that. To be a powerful and influential leader, you need to ask good questions. And here are some examples of good questions that you could ask. And remember, it's not just any question. It's the right question that you need to be asking. Here's the examples. What does that mean for you? How do you feel about that? And what do you think about blah, blah, blah? Well, what's your take on this situation? What's your perspective on what's happening? What was your first reaction when you heard about it? What's the best thing that you think will come out of this whole situation? And what else comes to your mind? See, these are really great questions that draw out what is going on inside of a person and really helping you to understand. So the goal, again, is to be at a level 4 listener, the connective listener, at all times in our lives.